Good afternoon, gentlemen. Today's topic for debate is whether movies are good for society or bad for society. This side is supporting that the movies are good for society, and that side is advocating that movies are having an adverse impact on the society. So, if anybody wants to start the debate, they can have the mic.
So I'd like to put forth the first point, that is movies are obviously good for the society, because the thing is movies bring us out of our real life, and they bring emotions out. Whenever it can be a comedy movie, if you go in the theater and you watch a comedy movie, you come out of all your problems, you get balanced, your mind is balanced. So this is my first point, why movies are good.
I'm so sorry, sir. I don't agree with you. Obviously, there's nothing obvious about the movies are good for the society, because it's about and it's not necessary that people will come with the light head or with happy mood out of the movie. For example, if you've seen a violent movie, if you've seen a horror movie, that is going to give that impression in your head for at least a month. It may for a month. So that's not true. Moreover, some people just think that the movies are just the entertainment. No, they are not. They leave the last longing impressions in our head. Many times, now maybe it's changing, but we have seen a cinema in which a hero, when he's, being heroic and he's being forceful on a girl, it's portrayed like, oh, he's being heroic. No, ना का मतलब ना होता है, ना का मतलब हाँ नहीं होता, और लड़कियों की स्माइल में हाँ नहीं छुपी होती. These are the things that they show in the movie. That's not truth. And the songs like बीड़ी पी के नुक्कड़ पे वेट तेरा किया रे, they don't send a very good message. So no, they are obviously not good for the society.
But based on some kind of movie, we cannot make general statement like movies are bad for the societies. Movies have great impact on the societies in a good way also. We see a lot of social topics related movies also. They get inspired people to do a good job in a very particular in a very particular thing, whatever it can be. So yes, there are some movies that can be very problematic to the society, but not in a large scale. In a large scale, movies are, yes, the nature of the movies have changed. It has evolved a lot from 90s point of view to till now. So some people are watching movies just for the entertainment, but it's a great way to show Indian emotions, because Indian people are emotional. They sometimes they make decision based on their emotions only. So it's a great way to tell a story. It's all about art also. So you also talked about horror movie. So sometimes people get offended. It's okay. I agree, but it's a way to present your art. It's a way, one form of communication that artists can portray their art towards the society, towards the audience.
For a case in a point, just few days back I had seen Animal movie where Ranbir Kapoor is shown as alpha male. That alpha male drinks a lot in that movie, smokes a lot, making relationship with another girl, and many other things which portrays that what alpha male is according to that, showing patriarchy in that movie. So how it is good for society? Please elaborate.
So the entire thought process of behind making movies is mostly, not mostly, but this side at least, I think the perspective of looking at a movie should be escapism. That's what it is called. As he brilliantly pointed out, every day people are going through a rut. They go to their jobs, they do their work, every evening they come back home. They want to escape from that. That is why they go and watch movies. So as you brought up the point of Animal, it is just a way of showing an imaginary character. That's where that's what people need to understand. There is an imaginary line between you and the characters behind the screen. Whatever is happening on the screen, if you're bringing it back home, then it becomes a problem. But if we start making movies with the perspective that every character needs to be moral, they need to follow certain societal criterias, then there won't be villains in the movies. Whom would you fight? Whom would you defeat? Now, as you pointed about the animal movies, the major something wrong with the perspective, the way people watch that movie is the perspective, because people are thinking that Ranbir Kapoor is a villain hero in that movie, but that's not the case. It's a villain versus villain movie. Both of them are antagonists and they are going against each other, and in the end they both go through ups and downs. And to show the people to what level of lowness they have sunk to, it is necessary to show that this character is necessarily bad, and to convey that thing effectively, then they sometimes need to show those things on screen to show that this character is morally degraded. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an interesting story.
So, my friend, how would you tell a teenage boy that you need to separate yourself from that character?
Exactly. That's what I was doing.
Animal movie is also getting made. Okay, I completely agree. But there is also another movie, Sam Bahadur movie, like Sam Bahadur movie. It's a like biography of a Sam Manik show. Huh? Okay, no problem. You continue.
I would like to add one point with her. What do you get from the animal movie, as you are saying that it is an alpha male movie, as we are saying? So what is the conclusion from the animal movie?
There is no conclusion, as he brilliantly said. It's an escapism movie. It's for you to enter a world that you would never really enter. And to counter your point,
Escape with the movie called Pursuit of Happiness. That's a nice movie.
Yes.
You should make a movie taking in mind the society, how it is going to impact the society.
yes, but that's not as a director or as a story writer. I am a clown in a king's court. My job is to entertain you.
But
Exactly. And to counter your previous point, how a teenager should know whether to watch animal or not, there is a rating system that is in place to do that exactly. If a movie is 18 plus, then there needs to be it's for adults, and if a teenager wants to watch that, they need consent of their parents, and there are system inputs. Whether those are enforced or not, that is a different topic for debate, but there are systems in place to handle such
movie
situations.
is available on Netflix. Yes. And Netflix is accessible to all the teenage kids. Yes. How are you going to regulate that?
OTT regulation has been a topic of debate for past few years, and I think it is not exactly a part of this debate, but OTT regulation has been a topic of debate in India, at least, because there are few people who say that movies, as you rightly said, movies are available on Netflix, and how do we regulate them? Then we need to hold the OTT platforms accountable for that they should make sure that their audience is 18 plus or mature enough to watch this kind of movie.
Tushar, now as per the government laws, it's up to the OTT platform whether how they will regulate their movies. So in movies like Animal, how they will regulate it?
Can I put?
And if we deviate towards the children and everything, even if a 18 plus boy is seeing it and he somehow a little bit of tinge he has that alpha male character, he will get that validation. That's correct. That's also the point.
Netflix also has a lot of other movies also. You just said Pursuit
So
of Happiness.
I am in favor of the
Yes,
movies called
so-
Pursuit of Happiness, and
But sometimes consumer
like
also.
Zameen Par.
Yeah, completely agree. But consumer also need to know that what message we need to get from which movie. So Pursuit of Happiness, it's all about struggle. It's all about happiness. It's all about story about father and son. So it's good. It's a good message. But which movie are you watching for? Only just entertainment purpose. Just as he said, escapism. So it's like playing with your feelings, right? So what type of emotion you are feeling right now? So there are other movies also which can give you very good emotions. So this kind of animal movie, what you need to take out of that movie, it's a personal space. If you are only taking that, I love the acting of Ranbir Kapoor, right? He's acted very well in that movie. From my point of view, I am just appreciating his acting. I don't need to acknowledge any other thing.
Acting has nothing to do with the plot of the movie.
No, and what on the basic scale, what movies comes down is that it is a reflection of what happens in society. So one initial point that you said that no, but I'm about to explain myself. So it is not a personal validation, as you said. One potential alpha male teenage that if he watched any movies such as Animal, we can take. No, he can or he might also get a. No, he can get what is wrong about that Animal movie. He can get and he can suppress himself. So that can also happen.
Exactly. As when you, in fact, if you have watched that movie carefully, towards the end, Ranbir Kapoor has lost most of the things. And it's, let's just, I would like to reiterate that it's not a debate about just Animal movie. We are discussing movies in general. Okay. Now, I would like to introduce a new topic to this debate. Let's not just look at movies from the perspective of entertainment. They are also fueling our economy. And if you just go with a narrow-minded approach towards making movies, then you won't be addressing a major strata of society and their entertainment needs. So, even though most people are against it, even I am against it, there is a genre called B-grade Bollywood movies. And a lot of people are against it, even I am against it. But if you have studied the history of economy of Bollywood, then you would realize that B-grade genre has helped Bollywood in difficult financial times. So I'm not saying that those movies are necessarily good for society, but they often end up fueling the economy of your state or country as well. So we also need to keep that in point as well. Some things are helpful for our country to grow as well, those movies.
But for growing the country, you are going to show the negative side of the country.
It's not always about negative side. For example, if one movie is getting made, so there are thousands of people working on that. So there and those thousands of people, that around 500 families are getting food from that work. So it's a fueling to economy, right?
Yes, rightly said by you. They are providing livelihood avenues to thousands of peoples, but millions of people watching those movies. And what about that? We are the second most populous country in the world. Our 65% population is in age bracket of 16 to 60, and most of them are unemployed. If they are watching such type of movie and they are getting inspiration from alpha male like Ranbir Kapoor, how they will get jobs and what will the impact?
Unemployment is the different topic.
No, you just said.
Actually, before starting movie, they are also providing you disclaimer. That is, it is just work of fiction, not related to any living things and all. So you need to yes, but we need to read. Yes, if you are not able to digest the content of that movie, then you need to read all those things, and after that you need to watch this movie.
Yes, we all here are, I think, most are here 5 plus and intellectuals.
No, actually, I do not know why the other party is stuck with Animal movie. There are so many good movies, and there is censorship board also. Okay, it regulates everything. If it was such a bad thing, then people would have demanded to ban movies immediately. But there are various good movies. Why do you focus? I feel like all my friends only watch Animal movies. Sam Bahadur movie, it was wonderful movie. Fighter.
Okay, I would like to add one more point to this debate. Let's not get stuck on one specific movies. There are multiple genres to movies. There are documentaries, rom-coms, comedies, action movies, and we are talking about one specific genre. Now there is another perspective when we are looking at the movies. Movies give us a way to represent ourselves on an international level. As we have seen, RRR movie, which recently was, I think it was launched 1 or 2 years ago, it represented India at an international level and helped us build our image on a global scale. So there are advantages to movies when you are trying to portray an image and convey our Indian identity to global citizens as well.
But do you know, according to the Indian society, every Indian like a compare movie character like a itself. So then he implement itself like a character, bad or good. So how you justify कि Indian society will compare no or in future like a character?
How many people have done something wrong based on that? And but how many people have enjoyed when RRR movie got the Oscar? Whole India celebrated, whole nation, not only India, whole world celebrated that thing.
I would like to make sure that this side is not against movies. It's about how movies are made, what are the content. If it is a good content, we love it. We love the movies. But they should be made in taking society in the mind. We love the patriotic movies, Uri, Ghazi Attack, we love those movies. It's about how you're portraying the character, what is the position of women in that character, or how you are treating animals. Let's go away with the animal movie. If you're treating the animals in that movie, are you showing alcohol as a good? I know there is a little disclaimer that smoking kills. Nobody cares about it.
Thousands of movies are
But
released
you know,
in
guys,
a year.
there are trailers before you watch a movie, and based on that, you can, if your kids are going to watch it, you can look into it and you can tell them, yeah, this is not good for you. And if it is for your friends, you can tell them also.
And as he mentioned that every director makes his movie from his perspective. So that is what brings diversity to movie making. If all of us agree on everything, then one of us is unnecessary. And what about freedom of expression? India is a democratic country. Every voice needs to be expressed and every perspective of movie needs to be expressed. It is catering to a different strata of society. Sorry.
There are restrictions to that, right?
Yes,
Freedom
exactly.
of expression is not.
Yes, exactly. If it
Without
is
any
getting
restrictions.
as you said, few years ago, Bajirao Mastani was released, and before that, there was one more movie about Deepika Padukone, Johar. Padmavat. People highly protested against those movies because they were historically misrepresenting India, and those movies were taken down because of public demand or either renamed in a different way. Exactly. People protest against things that there is a collective consciousness of this country, and it stand against things that are morally wrong.
There are also movies which government is also promoting their propaganda through the movies. So there are also other movies where communal conflict is happening in the society, and in today's society we have seen that OTT platforms, they are promoting homosexual, which Supreme Court has recently struck down. So what could you say about this?
No. Supreme Court hasn't struck down homosexuality.
Supreme Court hasn't
just the marriage
legalized
point. Just the marriage point is struck down.
Yes.
Otherwise, it is legal.
But the recently OTT platforms, they are promoting the homosexuality through the movies. So what is your stand about that? About the
Homosexuality through movies. Again, there is a regulation for those things. If society collectively opposes something, then it has to be stopped. If someone makes a movie about homosexuality or something and society is collectively against that thing and they don't go and watch that kind of movie, then that director will stop making that movie, because at the end of the day they are trying to earn money from it. There is commercial cinema and there is infotainment. Okay, so if you are watching a documentary, then it needs to be presented with truthfulness to it. But if you are going for entertainment, then you need to go in there with open mind. And if you don't agree with whatever is being shown on the screen, then don't go watch it. Then if director or producers, they are not getting the money, then they won't invest in such cinema.
We know what is right or wrong about the movies. We are talking about those people who might be unemployed or live about the unemployment, but they are growing. So they don't know what to consume and not consume. It's like the reels, like we discussed now. We don't know if scrolling the reels, wasting our time, if it's decreasing our attention span or not, but we are doing it. It's about that. They wouldn't know that they might like the movie, but they might be wrong for them. Now, who has to correct this cause? Isn't it the content creators?
So I think that comes down.
This
comes down to a society, I guess. Not as a filmmaker, we cannot blame a filmmaker to that, because it's his perspective on that particular topic. But we have our own consciousness, right? We have our own choices. It's his choice. He made a film. It's our choice. We want to watch it or not. So society also has a certain role to play in it. But we can't blame a single person or a certain genre that they are misguiding the society.
At last, we work from society to educated people. What we see, what
And then we just want to say that no one is against
at last we work on a literacy, society literacy. Then he is.
I think movies are forceful imposition of Western ideas on our culture. Somewhere these are changing our peripheral values, but not changing the core values of our guys. Like I think honesty, integrity, these things need to be imposed somewhere through these movies, and such message need to be provided by movies. If we are talking about RRR or other movies, thousands of movies are released in a year, but how many movies showing such type of information on international platform? Hardly 2, 3, 5. What about those 990 left movies? Somewhere they are showing negative in our culture, on our youth, on our students, or on our young generation. So that need to be correct. A positive message need to be given by the movies. We are not against the movies, we are against the message which they are providing, which they are actually giving to our youth. We all here are intellectuals, we all are 25 year plus, we know what is good, what is bad, but the children who are in age of 14, 16, 18, they are not mature enough or intelligent enough to understand or to distinguish what is good, what is bad. Whatever they are seeing, they try to portray that. So our concern is not about the movie or stop the movie industry, although this is an booster, or we can say boosting our economy. Our concern is how a positive message can be conveyed through these movies. That's it.
Okay, so coming to the conclusion, we have went through the topic very thoroughly, and the points were amazingly made by you guys. So I can say movies, it is a social point, and it is form of entertainment. There are negatives, obviously, which you have guys pointed out very nicely, and we have to look into it. It is a social responsibility, it is a personal responsibility, and government responsibility as well. So there are both, there are plus, minus, and we have to overcome those minus. Thank you.
Okay, right.